Hey Future Pros, all aboard as we are back on train with another flash. This one is for Pop Dog and should blind or push any CTs away from the area. First step is to wiggle yourself into this corner, then crouch down and aim along this vent. Use mouse 2 on your RGB high DPI gaming mouse, and whoever is playing inside of Pop will not be having a good time.
I don't know where he's getting these from, because I've played Counter-Strike with Rush, and I don't see him throw a single flashbang like that.
Also, nice tip, what happens when they hear you throw the pop flash and turn around, then you jump and they see everything and you die?
What if you flash him for a teammate?
Which is why people do the little double drop, which has got, has it got a fancy name yet?
I hate that
has it got a fancy name?
Oh, Renegades do it pretty well. They do it with Nifty, with the op.
But two drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff. That was a joke.
Yeah, no. Yeah. We did some good jokes in the green room in Katowice, didn't we?
Yeah, have you got any good ones?
Joe Miller had some absolute bangers, didn't he?
He did. He was throwing out some good ones. Yeah. We do have one more game for you. Of course, it's actually scheduled to start in approximately 20 minutes' time. As well as we try and get the players, though, into that server a little bit ahead of schedule, we're just going to go ahead and have some fun with it.
What happened to your 8:45 alarm going off every time?
On the watch, yeah, that's stopped.
Yeah, it's off.
Oh, God, it hasn't happened in ages.
Did you turn it off?
It was like
not consciously.
We used to happen all the time during Pro League.
Yeah. It did. Oh, that's right. Every segment I'd just be like, boop. Okay, you're right. I'll get it back on. Hang on, what's it set for?
It's working even?
No, don't turn it on.
6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, no wonder you don't hear it.
6 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, no wonder he doesn't hear it.
Yeah, every 6 a.m. just...
You and the guys.
Just me and the guys waking up. Anyway, let's have some fun with this one.
What guys?
I just realised that doesn't make sense
to
anyone else.
It's a very inside joke, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and disregard everything I've just said, and instead, let's entertain you with something from one of our sponsors. Betway did go ahead and shoot some content with the guys from the NiP boys. We're going to go ahead and check that out and see what they had to say.
If there was a movie about your life, and someone was creating a movie, directing it, which actor would play you in your own movie?
Brad Pitt, of course. There's no other. I don't know. I'll go with Brad Pitt just because why not? I like to massage my own ego at times.
Yeah. Sexy dude and very famous. So yeah, a bit like you. Cut that out, please.
Maybe Bruce Willis because he's bald, or maybe Jim Carrey. I don't know. One of those guys. Okay. They're cool.
Dude, apparently there's this guy, Jorma Taccone. Like, you mean just like actor? Like, yeah. Okay, yeah. So this guy, I don't know. I always get mistaken for him. Even at my gym, people are like, Jorma? Like, no, dude, stop.
Who's the actor from Slumdog Millionaire? I don't remember his name, but people always make jokes about me being in like Slumdog Millionaire. I think he's also in Life of Pi, so I guess I gotta go with him. I can't remember his name.
You know, I'm a huge Matt Damon fan, so I would go with Matt Damon. That or Leonardo DiCaprio, for sure. Yeah.
Charlie Sheen. I am on gap for it, yeah.
I don't know. Liam Neeson?
Yeah. Lots of action and very famous and an awesome dude, so. Yeah.
That's a good one, right? My favorite one is Will Smith, so I will choose him.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy, so probably Tom Cruise.
Fuck, I have no idea.
No idea.
No idea.
Anybody. So someone really famous maybe, or someone really handsome. I don't know. Who?
I would go for this guy from the Hangover movie. What is his name? The guy who drugs him.
The guy with the baby like strapped to his. What is his name? Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know. No, I have no idea how you pronounce it, but Zach something.
Zach Galifianakis. I think I did it.
Galifianakis, yeah. Zach Galifianakis.
I'm really bad with names on actors. I know who I want. Okay. I don't know. Christian Bale, can I say that? Yeah. Could be the new Batman.
Olaf, the new Batman. You heard it here first.
Olaf, the new Batman. Heard it here first. Henry might have something to say about that. Let's try and get our heads around this one for you guys. I'm brainstorming. I have no idea who I'd say.
I would be obviously played by Arnold Schwarzenegger because I'm jacked.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've got like a 14-inch bicep.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have picked Hemsworth guy. He's Australian.
Oh, he's an Aussie. He's got the accent.
Chris Hemsworth?
Chris. Or Liam. I think there's two of them.
There's Liam as well. There's more. There's like a full clan of them.
Tom Hardy? He's Australian? Or
No, Tom Hardy's
he's British.
He's
British.
Oh, I'd like Tom Hardy to play me. He'd have to brown up a bit, but he could rock it.
Just
Makeup can do anything.
Yeah. What about you, Yanko?
I think Yanko would be Jason Statham.
I could see it.
Old one would be Pierce Brosnan.
An older Yanko, like in the future.
And really old would be Sean Connery.
Wow. Sean Connery, you've really put the thought into this.
Yeah, well, you know, I was like watching, I was thinking, there's not one who can like go through it all, you know.
No. See, Sean was talking about getting mistaken for an actor, and we had to quickly pull up
we
who he
Googled
said.
him. Yanko,
It's a
have you
little
seen this?
bit.
Check this out.
We're
Did you see Sean Gayers?
a little bit in the smile, maybe.
Jorma Tacone, who the hell
That's
is
who
that?
he
I think he's
looks
from
like.
like High School
Yeah, I
Musical.
think it's because of the haircut. He has like the little
sweepy hair.
emo haircut.
Do you guys ever get like? Does anyone ever go, "Oh, you look a little bit like"?
I get one very often.
Who do you get, Alex?
There's a R&B hip hop artist known as The Weeknd.
Oh,
you don't say.
Now, when I have my
Brothers?
big hair,
your big hair.
My big hair on, because he has big hair, people suggest that I look a little like him.
Okay. What about you, Yanko?
Not really.
No, you don't go like, oh, you kind of look like X, no?
I get one that feels like an insult.
Okay, hit me.
And it's not the actor; it's the character.
Oh, okay.
Ted Mosby.
Who's that?
From How I Met Your
How
Mother.
I Met Your Mother.
Don't watch
Dude, you are a bit of a Mosby.
Mm.
Is that an insult? Why is that an insult? He's entertaining.
Yeah, but he gets
He's
his heart
popular.
broken all the time, the poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's where they're going with that. I think they're more of it as a
I
character.
think exactly where they're
Yeah,
going.
but I read more into the.
You read a lot into that.
Yeah, I read a lot into
okay,
the
I have a
character and
question though.
everything.
Who would play Henry G?
Seinfeld.
What, Jerry Seinfeld?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Nah,
Yeah, I mean, no.
Nah.
It's, I mean, it's his favorite show. If not that, it has to be some, who's like a rock star type of a
I know what you
actor.
mean. Yeah, it would be one of them. Tom Hardy could play Hank. He'd have to slim
Nah,
down
it's
a
too,
bit.
it's too, yeah, he's too jacked.
Yeah, he'd have to do like the
It has
Christian
to
Bale
be more,
treatment.
has to be more crazy. Like Robert Downey Jr., maybe.
Okay. Should we get back into the Counter-Strike?
If we have to, is that what the producer's saying?
Well, he's saying we could.
Oh, well, we may as well then.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's just a suggestion. Either way, what we can do is actually go ahead and quickly remind you of the games you've seen so far, and be sure to tweet us as well with who would play you in a movie. It's always fun to know what you're thinking in your brain. Mousesports and NiP are up next. We have just recapped, of course. Mousesports have already played today. They did get themselves a 2-0, but had to work for it on Inferno versus the French roster of G2 in
1-1
disarray. Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't get the full points, did they?
Yeah, they got the 1 win in overtime, so 2 points there and a loss. 0 points there.
Disastrous loss, actually. I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
bit of a
Yeah, it's
shellacking.
fine.
Excuse me. 16-4.
No, it's okay,
on
man.
Nuke.
It's okay.
And it's weird because they looked so strong yesterday versus FaZe, and today, yeah, G2 looked good, you know, as well. A bit of volatility in Mousesports' individual performance, but here against NiP, you would expect them to bounce back. Definitely the favorites for me.
And look good, actually. One player in particular from Mousesports looked fantastic on their performance, especially on map 1, Inferno.
Only on map 1.
Yeah, I mean, a disaster for him on the second map, but that was kind of the same for all of Mouse. It was Sunny. Now, this is actually quite a bit of a conversation topic as we try and learn more about the individual. He's from Finland, he's been fragging for a while, but let's see what we can put him under the microscope, what we can learn.
It's always sunny on Inferno. But before he sprayed Danes to bits in the ESL Pro League, the Finnish player had to fight his way up to the top-tier CSGO teams. Starting on the Finnish team ENS Esports, he kept playing for Tier 2 teams.
4 kills for him, in fact, and he looks for the ace to close the game. He's gonna get it as well. Sunny all 5.
But it wasn't until he joined Penta Sports that he really made a name for himself.
And he spots that boost. He can't trace the player, though. There's a second one pushing out to his left, but somehow stays alive, gets the second one. Are we going to see this 2 rounds in a row? That nade goes deep, too. He's able to dodge that one, but now catches him in the peak, and Sunny does it again.
Getting picked up by Mousesports, he finally got a chance to play with the big guns. And the big guns he brought.
Can he make it 5 though, Glaive? All alone, Sunny with the ace, 5 kills, 5 headshots.
Now it's always sunny at Mousesports, where the Finnish top player helps his team steal trophies.
It's always sunny on Inferno, and they're not wrong there, as he had a fantastic game. This is from earlier on today versus G2, over 120 ADR, closing in on 50 frags in an overtime game. He got 39 in regulation, and that's not a scoreline you see every day in Counter-Strike.
No, definitely not, and not with players like Oscar and Rops on your team who also have that star potential. But if you can step up individually and have games like this to get your boys across the line, get a victory on there, it's always a positive thing.
Yeah, maybe he would be played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Those were some Herculean efforts from Sunny on that first map, and yeah, just barely enough.
Thought you were going to go with Terminator.
I thought Terminator 2, and then he throws a curveball. That was so good. I'm impressed. Herculean efforts.
Very
That was
few
wonderful.
and far apart, but there are some nuggets in there.
That was a nugget. That was a golden nugget. Like, I didn't even have to look for it. It was just bang, shining in the sand.
They had to look for Sunny
What's
though,
it
didn't
called
they?
when you
Sifting?
No, but you're in the little stream.
You're a prospector.
prospector.
Yeah.
But what are you doing? Prospecting?
You're mining.
You're prospecting, aren't you?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we've solved all of that. All of those riddles have been solved. Now, the game isn't scheduled to start for another 13 minutes, gentlemen.
Well, let's tell some jokes.
Okay. What's your favourite joke? Hit me.
I can't remember the
I
one.
have a go-to, but you know it now because we spend time together.
Well, we can pretend to laugh.
No, I don't want that. I want legitimate laughter only. Okay, Yanko. That was a good one. Okay, Yanko. What's the difference between a good joke and a bad joke? Timing.
Oh yeah, these are those ones we did.
I messed it up.
You fudged it.
I fudged it there.
I wish Jason was here because we played this one day, right? We're doing this like one joke that you tell to people, which one is it? And he has the most ridiculous whale joke.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's all about the delivery. Yeah. And for me, it was hilarious, but there's no way I can retell. I just don't know how to do it. So when you watch the NA broadcast, remind Jason to tell you the joke.
Yes, you should. You
Harry's gonna love it.
It's a good
Gonna
one.
have a whale of a time.
Yeah. You guys are just too good at this. You're wonderful. You are. Okay. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a bicycle and a well-dressed man on a tricycle?
What's the real?
Attire.
Aha, I get it. It's supposed to be the...
Yeah. But those jokes that we got given when we did that content piece in Katowice were some of
Can you
the
remember
worst
any of them?
The 230 joke.
Oh yeah. Well, you just ruined it, haven't you? You could have given that to Yanko.
I could have. I'm
So
sure
why
he
don't you do
said
it
that one
anyway?
You want to
before.
embarrass me for it?
No.
Come on, give us another one, Chad.
Why are we embarrassing him?
Give us another one.
Trying
What
to
do you
think
call a
what else I
man with a spade on his head, Yanko?
Ace.
Doug. What do you call a man with a Tesco bag on his head?
Well, that sounds like too British for me to know.
Okay, what do you call a man with a bag of leaves on his head?
I don't know.
Russell, obviously.
Anyway, let's not let this insanity... I know I suggested the jokes.
You did this.
Nice one, Chad.
We could play musical spots.
How does that work?
Well, I don't know. Maybe Duck Duck Goose. We need Lauren.
Have you seen my escalator impression?
No, show me.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you were late, you'd probably be walking down the escalator
No, but it's
maybe a little bit
packed. It's
quicker.
very busy. I'm in London, so I'm kind of like this. Wait, hang on.
Because no one stands on the correct side.
Oh, that's really quite physical. There's a lot of physical exertion involved in that.
So the first map is Mirage.
Oh, Chad's the one bringing it back on top.
There's too much time.
Too much Mirage time? Well, the second map's Train.
Yeah, that's correct.
What's the first map?
Mirage.
Again, Mirage and Train.
You wouldn't believe it.
Really?
Mirage is back at again.
Really, the same set of maps like Heroic Phase.
Yeah, yeah, but we get to see another... Okay, do you know what? We could have some Counter-Strike fun with this.
Counter-Strike fun. I like Counter-Strike fun.
Why is Mirage the most popular map amongst Counter-Strike teams?
With Inferno.
Alongside Inferno.
Because everyone knows how to play it, like individually and as a team,
But
right?
why? I mean, the other maps have been around.
Because like when you pug it, it's the map you pug the most, like Dust 2 used to be. It's the new Dust 2,
right?
Basically, right? Everyone knows how to throw the top mid smoke, the window smoke, the deep connector smoke, you know, everything. So you can improvise a lot more than you can on a map like Overpass. Not everyone knows how to throw the smoke for Heaven or the smoke for Graffiti, right? Or something like that, for toilets, for the default. And that's why you need to actually put in the practice, and you only have like set strategies that you can do because players are not as good as adapting and improvising as they are on some of these other maps. And it's not just about that. It's also about, you know, timings, angles, and so forth. Something that you would have to practice and tell someone what to do. They know, for example, when they need to peek out of A apps when they're splitting the A bomb site.
We can reverse engineer this a little bit as well, right?
Okay.
In the sense of the two most popular bans for teams, I would say, is Nuke 100%, and then probably Cobble.
We don't see a lot of Cobble.
Those are the two, right? And then if you go from there, then you're probably looking at Overpass and maybe Cache, right?
Yeah, we do.
So then you're left with not many maps, and you're getting a lot of Inferno, you're getting a lot of Mirage, right? So these are maps which teams are very comfortable
so
on.
you're suggesting we actually might get there as well due to the way teams feel about other maps as opposed to feeling about Mirage.
Yeah, and it's also a matter of very early on in CSGO, right? Before Valve introduced their version of Mirage, Mirage was the most, like, one of the cleanest maps you could play. And, you know, everyone was playing it because it was one of the most fun maps you can play. Same reason for Inferno. The structure was pretty much the same as it was in 1.6/Source. So players knew how to approach the map. You know, not much was changed. And that stuck into the new versions of the maps, and it's just new players, new teams kept showing up, but those maps were always around, because we have to remember Cobblestone and Overpass were only added in 2014, and that was the nuke of the time in terms of people were very much reluctant to play those maps in the beginning. You really needed to figure out what it is that you can do, what are the timings, and so on. Then the maps were being reworked, so that's why mostly you would see Overpass and Cobble in that time, Train, Nuke. Those were the 4 maps that were banned the most.
And it is interesting because I'm racking my brain and I don't know how many first phase Mirage bans I've seen in my career. Like, I mean, that is just...
It's pretty rare,
G2 was the only team that used to do it before they picked it up.
Interesting.
There are some teams which obviously don't play it, right? NiP never used to play Mirage back in the day,
some
right?
teams, they won't play it, but as in it's never going to be their priority number 1. It's always like, yeah, we can play it.
That's because, like Yanko's saying, right, it is a team that everyone can kind of just pick up and play, and they even see G2, a team who didn't play it for a long time, are happy to play it and pug it in the way that Yanko's saying, right? I'm just curious about where the map pool's headed, because I thought by this point, we're leading into the major cycle soon. Like, oh, it's creeping up, right? We're already in March. That Dust 2 would have been re-added to the pool. Something would have come out and Dust 2 would have come in. And then I get even more scared when I see them updating Canals, and it's like, what's happening? Where are we going?
What do you have against Canals?
Wow. Look, I beat you and Jason Moses O'Toole in a show match on it, so I don't really have anything against it.
Yeah, hiding.
Did we win?
But you hid.
What did you get for the win?
Pride.
Pride.
Yeah, look at his face. That's a proud man right there. Proud. Pride.
Where's the pride in hiding?
We are his pride, as we are. But lions.
But lions.
Okay, let's get into this one. We are going to be jumping into none other than Ninjas in Pajamas versus Mouse. Now, with the maps most definitely talked about, we can just perhaps focus a little bit more on the teams. Let's have a little look what the odds are saying. And damn, Betway, they are not having faith in the team they sponsor.
Well, look, that's a good thing, I suppose, right?
It tells you about the objectivity of the company.
They're definitely above board over there at Betway. But I think going on in this game, something interesting to note is the consistency that we're seeing out of Draken over the last event, which was Katowice. He was a very good player for them. And then online, he's looked like a good player as well. So if he can continue that, that's what the new NiP roster needs to be consistent. I think Rez and Draken need to be towards the top of the scoreboard, Get Right and Forest doing the things that they do best, and then Dennis chiming into the best of his ability, because I think, he is obviously a very skilled player as well in that whole mix of things. But yeah, focus on Draken, or Draken, being a consistent AWPer for this team is kind of what NiP needs to build to go back into a top 5 team.
Yeah, the whole joke about 30-degree angle and everything. I mean, it would be revolutionary for the Ninjas if they had the same player of Draken with an element of consistency. Do you think that would really revolutionize their results?
Of course, but I think his better performance stems from the different style that NiP has been running with Dennis as the in-game leader. It's been a lot more based off of individual play, some simple strategies, like what we saw from the old Fnatic lineup when Dennis and Olofmeister were there during their glory days. So I think that's why I think Draken is more comfortable in an environment like that, right? Because he sometimes just feels it. I'm gonna go banana and get a pick there. The next round I'm gonna go maybe apps. You never know, and that's where he is at his most comfortable. But you also saw a very quiet tournament from both Get Right and especially Forest, which is something that is a bit of a concern. And another concern is that style, at least in my opinion, isn't very consistent by nature, right? So yes, he had a good tournament here, and then NiP reached the playoffs, and that was it for them. But next tournament he might have a very poor. Is then Forest going to play better? Then it's really volatile, similar to what we've seen from G2 perhaps through 2017.
Interestingly enough as well, I mean, Mirage has been a map that's worked for the Ninjas in Pajamas after, we talked about the fact that they don't play it too much. I mean, they played against Liquid over in Katowice. Now, this was a map that they didn't do fantastically on in the long run because, of course, the series didn't work out, but they won Mirage.
They brought it into their map pool within the last year, right? It's before that it wasn't really a map they played.
12 CT rounds versus Team Liquid, a team that beat Mousesports of all teams on Mirage. I mean, there's connections. I know it's a bit tangible, Counter-Strike maths. But this is obviously a map that works for them. Yeah,
even though it's still early days, it's going to be tough to tell. That's why I hate, talking about these teams early on. You can tell everyone they can have a good game. The communication goes well, it's flowing, people are talking, and everything's great. You don't have that many set things, so you constantly need to improvise. And everyone was feeling the flow, and everyone was doing their own thing. And they had a great game against Team Liquid, right? But is that something that can happen time and time again? I think when you're a team, talking about this a few times, you're always trying to find ways to win consistently. It's not a matter of winning one game or even just one tournament or a tournament every now and then like we saw with G2. You want to find a way to be a FaZe in a sense that you're always there. You're always within reach. Yes, they had a couple of disappointing, losses in grand finals, but they were always there. Some other teams didn't even make it that far to, have that disappointing loss in the end. So I think that's what you want as a player, as a team. You want to have as many opportunities, and then it's up to you to capitalize on that.
And just taking the little kind of snapshot of that Mirage game, that is also what we always talk about, is the idyllic scoreboard for an NiP win would be exactly how it reads from that Mirage success. Draken, Rez, Forest. Get right, Dennis.
He was an absolute beast in that first half.
Yeah.
But that sounds right to you.
Yeah, well, I think for the longevity of the team, that those two need to be the stars, right? And we saw back in Oakland, if you can remember that long ago, that Rez was a player who found out for being a one-trick pony. They won the event of him having an amazing tournament, but doing the same things time and time again, and people not really knowing how to counter it. You go into the next event, he doesn't get away with any of the same stuff because everyone knows his moves, knows his timings, knows what he likes to do, and they've just gone, all right, well, we know how to beat you now.
So they're watching the same game.
Exactly. Right? So him rebuilding as well, that was a quick lesson to learn, a hard lesson to learn, but you off a tournament win, hey, who cares? So I agree with Yanko. For them to be more consistent, it needs to be a different brand of Counter-Strike, and Pitter's going to have his work cut out, with the whole new in-game leader and Dennis thing and coming back into the scene and da-da-da-da-da. Not one of these things I'm going to put time on again. It's just the sense of, if they want to be consistent as a team in the top 5, it can't be just based off individual performances. It needs to be a little bit more than just, messy pop flash strats and things like that. It needs to be proper structure.
Yeah, and I think that is why, SK, let's disregard the way they've been playing the last 2 months or so, but, they've had this same style for a very long time that's, very much spread into a default and then see what happens in the round and have different ways to end the round and different exit strategies. And they do that so that you can't have those tells against them, basically. You can't say, oh yeah, look at Fallen, he's doing the same thing every round, or every time they do this, you can expect them every time they do X, they're going to do Y. You don't really have that with SK. It's always different depending on what goes on, and their avenues of approach are different. Cold is not going to go in first. He's going to be one of the last players left alive. But is he going to be, in that chair area on mid, behind the boxes, underpass, top mid? Or is he going to go with the rest of the team? Or is he going to flank you all the way through B apps like we saw happen a couple of times? So that's the problem. Once it becomes too many options, you can't prepare for it. You can't just he's going to be somewhere in there, so just keep in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, keeping it in mind as well is something that we it's our job as analysts to continue to remind ourselves of that. Now, what I would like to keep in mind is we still haven't found answers to who's going to play our casters as actors. That was the question we started our segment with. Sure. And maybe they can help us work it out for themselves. We do have them joining us, Henry and Lauren. What's the question, so if you were in a movie of your life, who would play you?
Probably Tom Hardy for me, I reckon.
That's what I said. Smashed it.
Well, for your life?
No, for
Hank.
What do you reckon?
Is an interesting one.
Yeah,
Sandra Bullock, I reckon.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Or
She
Jodie
could be
Foster.
Sandra Bullock.
Same
Jodie
nose.
Foster, you do have the same nose.
Yeah.
Reese
What did you get with for yours?
The Weeknd.
Is he an actor?
No, that would be his
Big
debut.
actor.
Okay, fair enough. A lot
Weeknd
of
X-Machine.
musicians do go into acting roles. Look at Harry Styles. He was...
Sorry? Oh, did he do Dunkirk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you were about
man.
to question him on that. You're like, oh.
Will Smith,
Exactly.
He dropped the Big Willie style, and then he went into the movie business.
I feel like doing that myself right now.
I Am Legend. That was a movie.
That was
dropping the Big Willie.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Men in
well,
Black.
that's what I'm going to try and do right now. We're going to try and do some casting for you, Alex.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Lauren, we're going to have NiP versus Mousesports. NiP just played, lost to Virtus Pro, I believe, which is a little bit disappointing. Doesn't bode well for this particular matchup.
No, it doesn't. And for all the NiP fans out there, like yourself, Henry, it's bad times.
I was about to rip the shirt off, got NiP shirt on underneath.
I thought you got your chest piece done, finally, of
no, that's coming up next. That's booked in. So yeah, Get
Nice.
Right's face on my right breast.
On the right side. Anything booked for the left yet, or is that still up for grabs?
It depends if Dennis turns out to be a good in-game leader. That's what we're still working out.
That's it.
Does he deserve the spot on the left-hand side? He'll be close to my heart if he is. So that's still up for grabs, I would say, Chad. Maybe your face as well. I don't know.
Chad's still here. Big fan. Never leaves.
But yes, Mousesports up and down this week. They did manage to take a map off G2 early, but they split the difference. We'll get into this one against NiP, the second showing, of course, Mousesports this evening, and we'll have a look at the buys coming in on, of course, you guessed it, is Mousesports. It's Mirage, their favourite map. They should be the heavy favourites going into this one. It's just because of the all power of Oscar. Draken can be very good, but quite streaky at times. He can be excellent and sometimes very quiet indeed.
Yeah, that was discussed on the desk. I think they kind of brought up his tricks got noted and he didn't quite get away with it again. But he needs to find a new way, a new approach. But Dennis, always good for a pistol or two. Gets you a little bit of something. But Mousesports making a lot of noise and then backing away from this. Curious as to where they end, but for now, NiP, heavy stack towards B. I'm wondering if this is a read, if this is preparation, if this is that new kind of coaching behind them, or old new coaching behind them coming back in to help them out here.
Can I change my answer to who would play me as an actor?
Wait, is this a reset? Hold on. Why did they just... Did they just throw something... Did they just throw a P250 up top? This is a reset, yeah, okay.
So, yeah,
sorry, yeah, you can.
I actually remembered that when I was walking down the street the other day, an old lady stopped me and said, do you know what? You look exactly like Hugh Grant. So maybe
did someone actually do that?
That actually happened.
That did not happen.
And my mum has a picture in her bathroom of me next to Hugh Grant. I'm not even
of course
kidding
she does. Why is that a thing?
I don't know. I think she's a
Why
bit
is it in the
mad.
bathroom?
I don't know.
Is it for when like the friends go, oh yeah, that's
exactly.
my son.
I think so.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, isn't he
Good
cute?
friends, and he's got such a lovely reputation.
Has he? Has he done something bad?
Oh.
Has he done bad things? I don't know.
No, not terrible,
well,
but
worse than me.
He's been caught doing worse.
I sense a bit of infidelity, perhaps.
Oh yes.
Is that what it is?
He's been caught doing worse, I'd say.
Okay, well there we go. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was a bad man.
He's a naughty boy, is
okay.
Archie. Still a charmer, obviously. The hearts of most women throughout the 90s still reside.
Sure, 4 Weddings was a...
It's a classic. Notting Hill.
Cold classic, wasn't it? Notting Hill.
Yeah.
There's all sorts up there.
The bumbling, beautiful Brit. This is not live. Like,
no.
We're down to 4 players.
players.
Thank you.
They're killing each other in spawn. I feel like you've called it correctly there.
I was a little
you've
confused.
worked it out. But yes, it looks like we have... I did see a tweet earlier about European ISP issues or something. I thought we might have a major issue here coming into tonight, but it looks like...
Well, we're down to 4, so you know, Henry.
They're playing this correctly, you know. They're 1v1. Dennis coming out at it with USP in hand. He'll be up against Oscar. The bomb's going to go off, though. Who come out on top? Oh, with knife kill. And that is great stuff. Really sets the tone for the game coming up here, I think.
You love a good knife kill.
Yeah.
That's what you like. You like people doing 1v1s, scouts and knives.
I feel like we should get like a bingo board for all the cool things that could happen in CS, and if we do get a line, then
what's the
it kind of triggers something really fun to happen. Like Chad will host a section with his trousers off or something like that.
Oh, the
that
ladies
could be a lot of fun. Yeah, that could be
Love
cool.
a bit of it.
So I think we should maybe implement that. We've got a big screen behind us. Maybe have a bingo board up at all times. Knife kill comes in. That's like the center.
Yeah.
Then we've got like a full eco victory. That's next to it.
That happened in the phase game. That was
or a disconnect on the server. That would be lit up quite regularly, I guess. I guess the internet seems to go wrong a lot of the time. Maybe like a double kill with the AWP could be one of them. This is actually forming up quite nicely.
This is a really good... It could also turn into a drinking game for those at home.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you want to play along at home, that could absolutely be a thing. If you're of age,
also,
of course.
Henry, this would be fun. We get the older people to come in. You know, the more elderly crowd. They love a bit of bingo. It feels as though it's time for us to get back on camera. But no, the elderly viewers will jump in. They love a bit of bingo. They can now feel a part of esports. It's a new demographic.
Have you ever played bingo in a proper hall before? Have you been part of the vibe?
I think I've been there once.
Okay.
I think it was with like a family's friend who was just drunk.
It's a very weird atmosphere. I went once. I come from a very small village, right? And I went to the local village bingo night,
hall.
and they got really annoyed at me and my mum, who went for a bit of a laugh. And then we started winning the prizes, and because we weren't regulars, we weren't initiated properly.
You weren't in the little
There was
clique.
lots of whispers going on. It's like, oh yeah, why is he winning? He shouldn't be doing that. And so maybe that'll be a problem here as well. I know there's a lot of backstabbers backstage, and maybe they won't be happy if certain people start winning the bingo.
Okay, so there's a bit of a ratty emotion coming out here.
I'm just saying. I just call it how I see it.
Okay. Well, we'll have to keep that in check. Maybe we can get Mitch away from the Overwatch League. He does seem very invested. Come back over as a judge.
Yeah.
Keep, all of this in
He was
check.
the commissioner for last season, wasn't he?
He was
so
quite good at
he
it.
kept an eye on us and made sure that Jason especially wasn't doing anything too out there and untoward.
Terrible man.
Well, we are going to have technical issues here. I think there's just one player on the NiP side who was disconnected from the server. As we said, we believe there's ISP issues throughout Europe right now, so maybe this could be more detrimental than we once thought. Have you ever had a European ISP issue?
Yeah, my internet has once or twice had problems. How about yours?
Mine's actually pretty good. I've got a 1 gig connection in London.
Oh, you have that disgusting...
I have the 1 gig up and down. It's never gone wrong.
Never?
It's never gone wrong ever. I'd plug them now, but they don't pay me, so I'm not going to say
You're not
their
going
name.
to, yeah. Okay,
So,
that's for the future.
Yeah.
But no, that sounds great. But no, I don't know what the issue was because we saw this in the other league, right? So essentially, we got the update at the end of the last game that it was being postponed. The other league.
The other one.
The bad lambs.
The bad league.
We don't say their
evil
name.
league.
No, but apparently something was going on after that.
They're all on. That's
Peter.
LMBT. So that's the coach.
here.
Coaches are on. They're connected.
And a
Players
lot
are not.
of the, I think admins are still in this too. So I mean,
Well, at least we get something to look at. Maybe we can find some
I
excitement.
like we're still. It's the most relevant picture-in-picture. There's still us here.
They're like, well, those guys are really not killing this. They're not popping on camera right now.
Get them something
They're not popping. Let's get the warm-up in picture-in-picture. Make that bigger, if anything. Make that the focal point.
Can we zoom it?
Get them smaller, bit smaller, bit smaller.
it.
There we
That's
go.
good.
Off
That's a
screen.
good- that's a good look.
Perfect. Now they're not part of the broadcast whatsoever. And we'll just listen to their voices.
That's the dream, really. But no, I don't know. This could be a bit awkward. I am curious what's going on. I don't think NiP are in the NiP house anymore. I guess that's been removed. That's long ago.
No teams really, apart from if you move to North America. That's the only situation where it falls. I think the Optic guys maybe are now.
Yeah.
It's the only European team I can think of. G2 tried it.
Didn't work out at all,
Really
did it?
didn't. Like, I think that's when they were in Titan. And Envious had a gaming villa. I don't think they lived there. It was like more like a boot camp thing they had going on. Who else has done it? Renegades still do it. Obviously, that's a situational thing. They have to, really. If they want to be competing in North America, they need to keep the costs down, so just get one house. But yeah, famously, it doesn't work. I've done it once before in the CGS
How did
thing.
you like it?
It ended up in physical altercation, so
Not great.
Not great.
Not ideal.
No, like the thing is, like you have to remember, Counter-Strike is a very testosterone-driven game. Lots of anger, bickering going on.
Got you.
And as soon as you finish, and instead of finishing practice, everyone's arguing, and you disconnect and go downstairs and chill, you're stuck in the same house as these people, and you might even share a room with them. And then the bickering continues, and it escalates, and it gets out of control.
Feels
and
a
you
lot
end up
like casting.
You end up
CS here, Henry.
resenting those people, essentially. So that's my experience of it. That was a long time ago, but still, it definitely kind of keeps a hole in my soul. Either way, we are ready to go. Match is live. The ISP issues have been resolved, and we are back on track.
Match is set to pause. No, you've lost.
This could be a little bit more complicated, so maybe it's Sunny. No?
Observer, show us who it is. Chris, no, he's not sure. He's back to... He feels guilty. He's in the floor. All right.
He's off.
The shame has taken over, and he just can't deal with it anymore. I don't actually know what the issue actually is. I assume this is still the ISP problem.
We kind of ran with this European ISP
It could be completely
it could
irrelevant.
Be anything.
Anything else,
We
we're
just
just
saw
going to
one
blame
tweet,
one.
which might not have anything to do with what we're talking about. But,
Dennis, are you blaming Dennis? No. What is this? You're just trying to get cinematic shots.
He's buying us time.
He is.
It's content right now.
Get the content going. This is why you need something like the analysis desk, right?
Sure.
You need that bit of a Chad, going in on the banter. He loves a bit of banter. He does.
The
Great
Chad
mood.
magic. Yeah, he could open things up. So, guys, that's how he talks, isn't it?
I think Alex really gets the.
Maybe we can
accent.
get Alex to prepare that and come out and kind of do an impression of Chad. We can kind of do some skits.
Do you reckon there's some props involved, or is it just purely?
Maybe one of those hats with the corks dangling down from
they're
them, and
good.
like a blow-up kangaroo, something like that. We are back.
Are
So
we
we will
live?
save you from our nonsense. Robs has the PT50, and he is very, very good with it in these pistol rounds. Watch out for that. It has one-tap potential. It has more range. It's more deadly as we get into an A attack. We call it triple threat. As the flashman will come over and set them up. Get right tries to shut it down, but he actually falls to Dennis now, though. What is this? He is so good at this silence USP. Renowned as one of the absolute best in the game. Chris J will do what he can, but they still can't find the raid boss here.
The problem is that bomb's down in Palace as well. Makes it a little bit tricky for the T-side to get back up there, especially when Dennis is still on the prowl. That's 3 kills for him in this round already, and he kind of swung this back in his favor after it got quite close. Oscar, though, the 1v3, feeling unlikely, he has to find the bomb, get the players down, and dismantle this entire defense. And, well, he's got a Glock and a dream to do it. I'm not sure if I'm a believer here, Henry, but you know what? We'll see what Oscar can do.
We'll see if there's anything available to him whatsoever. He has got a minute on the clock. They've lost track of him. If he gets one opening pick, maybe that could be everything. I think he has a P250 available to him in these apartments somewhere. Problem is when he picks it up, it would make a noise. So what's the play? I think that might be it on the floor right there. It is. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Doesn't need it.
He doesn't want the P250? Surely Robs is there saying, it's right in front of you. He really doesn't want it. Goodness gracious, down he goes. Pretty much giving up the round at this point, but we'll see if he can get maybe a consolation frag. He'll get $300 per kill. Gets absolutely nothing. Dennis USP God does arrive and get 3 in total, does not die either. And we'll go to round number 2, presumably the force buy here from Mousesports, considering they got nothing in terms of plants. So they'll be buying Deagles, CZs, 1 flashbang, maybe a very similar approach. It's actually a very common strat. We send 3 people Palace and just throw that 1 flashbang out what they're going to try and do on a pistol. But they head towards B. They've left the bomb and C spawn. So we'll see if that's suggests this will be a very slow round. And there's also going for the 1 dig at the very start. Doesn't find a kill, but he lands some damage on Draken. You can see he's down to 63 HP. 2 players towards short. And this will be a very slow round. Just Mousesports trying to bleed out utility at this point. Let's see whether anyone gets aggressive, makes a mistake. Rez is thinking about it.
Yeah, he's not far from it. It'd be, what, Oscar and Sticko on the other side. They do have the bomb now, but as you highlighted, they're not in any particular hurry here. And Rez, I'm going to look towards the underpass area, see if anyone's maybe slowly building that mid-control, which could be a late-game play, but Dennis takes matters into his own hands. Plays up towards the top of middle and finds Oscar on his own, but not much more given away from that. It's a bit of a 2-2 split, and the players on ramp are certainly making their presence noted. Rops with the CZ, but the bomb is going very much towards B. That's completely absence of any resistance. I think Forrest might have just realized this and heads back around. He might catch a glimpse of Sticko. The timing is certainly right, but they're still going to have players on the side. This is certainly not without threat here as Forrest does find Chris J, and now it's just Sticko trying to make anything happen for himself. Gets closer, bringing that CZ to bear, but it doesn't really matter. Forrest is fine, and we'll see Sunny left in the 1v4. That's very awkward. The King of Spray just lost his crown.
Certainly did. Sunny, 3 versus 1. Less than 30 seconds remaining, he'll be dead. Oh, maybe not quite. The grenade all lands at his feet, but obviously the wall's protecting him. There's the final kill coming in. Rez, one of the young guns of the team, will find the final frag there. 2-0 full eco now for Mousesports. And here's a lovely replay. As Forrest getting the initial dink there, takes down Chris J. Denies the plant completely. As he Sticko wanted to get it down, but unfortunately denied there. Forrest looking quite sharp tonight as we get into round number 3. Remember, these guys have come off the back of a loss against Virtus Pro. That is an upset result, and it's kind of a weird thing to say considering those 2 names, but Virtus Pro, where they're at right now and going out of group stages at every event, you definitely would consider that a massive upset. But to be fair, NiP have hardly been stellar as of late, but we'll see. It's going to be Draken going to mow them down. The MP9 will probably get traded out here. Glocks will take him, but he still gets $600 for that kill. He's the AWPer anyway. He doesn't want to take the MP9 ideally. He'd take it regardless of that bonus round, but ultimately that's fine. If anyone's going to go down there, make it Draken, and he can buy up with the AWP now. Oh, he's actually a little bit shy. He can be dropped by Dennis, though. I'm sure that'll be the player to drop it. We'll have a look. Dennis, there it is.
There we go. Yeah, all squared away, all well sorted. NiP with a very nice purchase, of course. Rounded out by Drake, and with that, that'll be a nice little touch. We'll see how he does again. We're curious about his performance, if it's going to kind of kick back into form, or if we're going to see him, I guess, shy away a little. But on the other side of things, Mousesports with a nice purchase coming back in. They can maybe do something. There's no AWP on that side, but that could be down the line, and we know Oscar can be a real tremendous addition to a team. And the mid presence is starting to build. It's Rez towards Laterum. Got a player up on short as well, that being Draken. And Dennis towards window. So plenty of resistance here. Mousesports are certainly not going to have the easiest time in the world, but they're not in a rush either. They're taking their time. They still have the player over by the Palace side of things, being quite slow, quite meticulous, that being Rops, very patient, and on the other side of that, Chris J as well. And here comes that mid-hit coming through. Slightly building up towards Connector. Sunny starting to probe his way forward, but NiP surely have some information, some idea as to what's happening now, as Draken certainly catches a glimpse then.
Well, here we go. The round is building up. You can see Oscar with that short control successfully negates the connector, but I don't think he can get past Rez and CPL. That's going to be a nice opening frag for NiP. Drops the smoke to protect himself. The spray, not perfect, but the recovery is much better. It's going to be Dennis now struggling against Sticko, that AK-47. This is looking great for Mousesports, and there's Rez. Great aim from him, and Draken will start to step up here. Bomb down. 40 seconds remaining. Chris J left in the 3 versus 1. He actually has been very good tonight. We casted him earlier, and Draken just gives himself up for absolutely free there. And this is certainly possible for Chris J. He knows if he can take down Rez, all bets are off, and he's got a chance here, and he's not going to make the kill happen. I thought he had a serious chance there. Find the AWP. There it is. He's got the hipster default skin. That's a new thing.
Oh, is that a thing now?
The cooler kids are doing, yep. No skins.
Oh.
Just the originals, and you just kind of put your name on it. That's kind of
okay.
It's
Are
like kind of like,
are you with this trend?
No, I think Alex does it. It's like a cool thing to do now.
Oh.
It's a bit urban, I think he's calling it. So it's on trend right now.
It's on trend. Fantastic. Well, Alex could be the Instagram model of that. We'll see if that comes through. Draken, though, over by window. He's going to have a bit of fun if they do actually come through this, but at the moment it's Dennis maybe looking for a flash into this or just going anti-flash up towards the top of middle. On the other side, 2 players. He's always up for a nice bit of aggression, and that's a nice touch towards NiP. And I see Dennis being able to give a bit of free reign. Going to block off the underpass area for a second, which is good news for Dennis as they were working their way up, but for now he's kind of just stuck there. He needs to make his mind up as to where to go. He is going to fall off it. And while this happens, you can see Mousesports are posturing towards taking middle. Chris J heading through underpass. I'm not sure if his gun was noted. I don't think it was. Dennis didn't see that, I don't think. Well, maybe he did. Good awareness if he's worked this out. It kind of lends to the fact he knows what's happening. Great play from Dennis. Such good mental kind of approach to that. Not going to overextend it. See Rez now kicking in. Going to catch Sunny and then follow up towards Oscar. This is looking very nice for NiP. Very few threats on board until then. Sticko finding Dennis is about the only bit of silver lining, but beyond that you've got Rups and Sticko alive and not much ground gained.
Not really, but any kills they can get at this point will be at least something. Draken wants to offer himself up there towards the connector, goes down to 4 HP. Rops and Sticko, CZ and Scout, and they will drop a weapon. I think Sticko's given himself a Glock only. I don't understand that exchange. Why would he give him his CZ? Oh, I've seen it. A deagle. Okay. I'm just saying, like, wow, that's really selfless of you. You don't want a gun at all. But,
what a guy.
Yeah, so that's really nice. So it's guaranteed to kill the Forest. I say that, makes a bit of a meal of it. He will be tagged by the Scout and have to fall back now. Sticko knows there's maybe a couple of frags here. He pretty much gets this one guaranteed. Maybe even a second. Not meant to be. Rez will take him down. 5-0 to the Ninjas.
Yeah, this is a really good beginning for them. It's all kind of coming up their way. This was Rez coming back in. I think he catches one that was already kind of tagged up by Dennis, and that really nice play towards underpass earlier on. But overall, a really good beginning. Everything going to kind of trend. No one's having a big game yet. This could be the swing factor to it. The fact that Oscar gets the AWP up. He's currently not got a single kill either. So
that doesn't bode well, actually. He's one of those players that if he doesn't have that good start, you can see a significant drop in terms of like what I call flair. Usually, he kind of loses that kind of like confidence he usually has on the map. So that could be an issue. We're not sure, but we'll see if he can recover it. Chris J certainly can, pushing onto the bomb side there with emphatic pace. He'll be able to take down Get Right. Bomb should be planted in the open. This is looking very good for Mousesports here, and the retake will begin. All available for Draken, but did they even go for this? We'll have a look. At least explore their options here towards the bomb side itself, nading positions and seeing if they can flush anyone out. But so far, so good. Chris J will be the first line of defense waiting in the sandwich area.
I'm loving this play coming around middle as well. This is so good from Mousesports. As long as they can buy a bit of time with the players on site, the 5 alive, it's surely going to work in their favor. But Dennis so quick. Hits the shot towards Sticko, and it's all going their way for now. Oscar does finally start coming through on this, and what a way to do it. Now one on the bomb, the tag comes in, and the shot comes out. Oscar, what on earth is this? He goes from 0 to hero, quite literally. Yeah. 0 kills prior to that round, 3 then, and what a way to do it. But NiP looked lost then. They looked a little confused.
Nuts shots from Oscar. Like, it just feels like whenever he goes for a quick scope or a no scope, it's going to hit. Like, every single time. It's unreal. The things he can do with the AWP. Just we called him out saying, well, it's 0-5 right now. Might not be able to get into this game. He has an absolute stunner. As we get into round number 7, there will be one more buy available for NiP here. They have kept themselves relatively modest by giving up some frags here, although this could be Oscar trying to go for that aggressive B play. He was, but gets an incendiary to slow him right down and think about what he's doing, as he'll have to hold up now. Smoke coming as well. That doesn't look like the best smoke. There's probably a massive gap in that, if I'm honest. Surprised he didn't stick around and have a look at it, but Forrest only with the UMP, the solo B player, the anchor, we would call him, as Rez will transition in towards that window. Just to back Forrest up a little bit. There he is. And for now, Mousesports back to the default. You can see 3 players hovering around middle. One on the A side of the map just watching the Palace and A ramp area, and they're going for some mid control as well. After a mid smoke comes in, just double down on that, just as the first one's about to go down. Make sure there's no vision available for the CTs whatsoever. Smoking the connector as well. And they'll make their way up towards short. This might be a B split, but there's no one in the apartments right now. Just going to get some connector presence. Rez waiting. Yes, let them in towards CPL if they so wish. Flashes in. And they'll at least ascertain that this part of the map is clear. Sticko can check the window. And now, Draken feeling the pressure a little bit. He knows he's exposed from multiple angles.
Yeah, smoke going to come in from the top of mid. I think that just went towards CT. I'm not too sure where that actually went. Oh, it went towards jungle, actually, so not too much of a difference there, but it is Draken who has to come out with the goods on this one. To find Chris J is not bad, but the rest are coming close towards the site, and it's Sticko to be getting the kills here. Outnumbered, outgunned, he can't do much, and Get Right, well, up close and personal. Apparently, Oscar's orb just turns into a shotgun. It does just as well. As Forrest is locked out, he's only got the UMP. Playing back in from this is incredibly tricky. Sticko would be a first challenge, and he desperately wants that gun, maybe an upgrade, maybe he can get away with it. But he knows his options are very limited here. Good recovery from Mousesports. They looked a little dead in the water, but come back in. That AWP on Oscar, whatever's happened to kind of springboard them back into it, certainly worked well as Forrest considers his options, and there certainly are not many here.
That's the last of the Swedish gold as well. They're not going to really have much left over for the next round. Forrest trying to find that M4 on the ground. Let's see if he can save it. I doubt he's got Oscar watching his retreat, and he will strike. And that's 2 rounds in a row for Mousesports. I'm pretty sure the money is completely wrecked. Indeed it is. They only have exactly the loss bonus there, $1,900, and his Sticko waiting for aggression on short. Certainly capitalizes on it. And transitions towards the window and finds 2 great headshots, and this could be a full eco for NiP. They get $2,400 into the next round. That makes sense. Eco here, they'll be able to buy at least M4s, body armor, and maybe 1 smoke each for the next round. That's enough. It's not ideal, but certainly enough to scrape around together. And Sunny challenging towards middle, and he'll be greeted by a load of USPs here. They're doing damage, but only finding 1 kill so far.
Yeah, Sticko had to back away from that. Oscar's up for the fight. Chris J as well, looking to make some money with that Mac 10. But Forrest pretty far away from this. He's not going to be an easy kill to get, but certainly viable. And I'm wondering if this is going to be nice and clean from now on. Sticko obviously does not want to be taking too many risks. He still has the bomb as well, so I don't want to lose it.
No, that's
no, I was like, okay, that kill feed and the timing gets a little bit terrifying, but it's not the case. So it is down to Dennis and Forrest now. 2 pistol gods of their own right, but this is a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, quite the tall order. And Forrest will be on the ticket booth right now, but let's see if he can find any sort of damage at this point. It's very unlikely he gets a kill, but if Sticko walks in, you never know. It could be Rob's actually, and he's got the 100 HP, and Dennis knows that his days are numbered in this particular round, even smoked out, just to make things a little bit harder for him. He's already got 14 HP and no gun, but he'll go up towards the window and to see if there's anything available whatsoever. Bomb to be planted, and at this point, he's got nothing to save. He's hoping maybe someone slips up and he can maybe upgrade to a Deagle, something like that. He will spot 1, give it a go, but Oscar, ready and waiting, turns 90 degrees and takes him down. And there we go, round number 9 coming in as Mousesports start to even things out. Like I said, money won't be great. Drake can go for, he had the exact money, Lauren, for the AWP. You can see on the nose. So that means glass cannon and then some. I didn't think they'd be able to afford that. But 4 kills for him so far. Is this the difference maker as we head into round number 9? Oscar will head towards the A round. He's got a decent spawn. He'll be looking for players crossing over towards that connector. There is a player there. And as you can see, Get Right did spot him. Oscar fired off the shot, but got nothing for it. It's a difficult shot. It all comes down to the spawns of the CTs and whether they're brave enough to challenge and cross that position, considering they've got a bad spawn.
A quick B here. They're actually right out on B already. This is kind of ridiculous. Chris J really aggressive, and he made that work so well. Dennis now naded down there, aware of this. Chris J follows up. This guy's on a mission. Perfect work from him. This is a scary combo. You get Oscar starting to feel out the game. He gets taken down. Good member to quell for Get Right to find that kill, but it's a 3-man retake. Not too easy. Still an AWP up as well. Drake and glass cannon. Time is ticking, and there's plenty of players in your way. NiP might have to just back from this one. It's looking very unlikely. And really, Mousesports, the pace they came in with that, Chris J just gets the kill on B and keeps going.
Yeah, that Mac 10 brutal, especially with the money at that point as well. That's just a very good call from Chris. He is the in-game leader. He's happy to go in first and knowing, okay, we've wrecked their money at this point. They're going to be clutching at straws with the CM4s. We were following the loss bonus as well. He knows exactly where they're at. They took a full eco before, so he knows, okay, they're pretty much at 0 here. They're going to have M4s, no helmets. If he goes rushes B with the Mac 10, he gets that long-range dink and just completely wrecks the aim punch of the CT on the other side, then maybe there's a chance. He gets the first pick, upgrades to the M4A4. Let's have a look how that went down. Jumps to the window, you can see there's not a doubt in his mind as to where Forrest is. And that Mac 10 against players without helmets does a lot of damage, a lot of mobility within that as well. Let's see the second kill. He goes straight towards short, executes Dennis. And that was the round pretty much in those 2 kills. That was it. They will manage to save a few weapons, and the AWP is in the hands of Draken once again. He'll be going towards top and middle, seeing if he can find Oscar. But they're going for a full A-side attack here. 4 players this side of the map. And it will be Sunny towards middle with the AK. And as they execute in, there will be 3 players heading towards the A round. The bomb's there as well, but they're kind of stuck in with the smoke, and there's no trade potential here. Bomb down at Dennis's feet, and he's called it.
Yeah, this is quite nice. It's an annoying spot to get out of because he can't get that AK, which he's trying to get. Now he's got it. Flash comes in, but wow, what the that follow-up was sick, actually. Sticko knew he was there. There was another player on ramp, and he still gets away with it. Oscar left kind of playing back into this one. His teammates have been picked up. The bomb's dropped kind of inside towards A rather than on the ramp side, so they have to commit to it if they want it. The difference maker, the big man, might be Sunny. I'm sure they're still accounting for this, so they still have so many players alive for NiP. They're not going to get tunnel vision, surely. As Oscar trying to make a bit of a play, not going to happen. Forest way too aware of this, as now even Sunny gets called out. And all options, all bets are now off. It's Robs to be found. Very easily done, and it all started really with Dennis. Putting in the big work early on. Those 2 kills coming in were exceptional.
Well, here he comes with that UMP. Oh, well,
that was nice.
I can paint the picture for you. He's hides in that corner. He drops the smoke, flash, and then they come for walking through. He finds the kills required. This is towards the end if he gets the AK in his hand. You won't see how the kill went down. Let me tell you, it was a cracker. It was very good indeed. Some bugs in the system.
Do you know what? Your play-by-play, Henry, is second to none.
Well, I used to cast on radio, so that's why I can do it all my words. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. That's where I started my career. So that's natural for me, just kind of telling you exactly what's happening.
Henry G in the natural environment, nothing like it.
Well, 6-4. NiP pull one back. Mousesports, though, still looking deadly here on the T side. Remember, it is a CT-sided map, and nothing really separating these 2 teams right now until Rez arrives. Takes down Sunny, AK-47, precise headshot there. Hopefully to get a bit more as he speculatively shoots towards middle. Dennis will be baited in towards CPL, and he doesn't really want to expose himself. That's why he stands on top of the ladder. He's not on the ladder, he's above it, so he means he gets full accuracy at that position.
Thank you, Hank.
Just in case of new viewers, Lauren, I like to make sure I cater for audiences.
I'm liking how there's actually a gigantic gap between his feet and the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
That's a good feature.
Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome. Back into the game. Any other pro tips with Henry G? I'd love to see it.
Well, we'll see how it develops.
Okay, that's not bad from Drake. He's keeping them separated. He's in that awkward spot that you can't really play out of unless you just hit absolute blistering shots back to back. But look at Get Right. Lurking his way around. Robs will not even consider this yet, and there you go. The timing is perfect. It's Oscar left in on 1v3. The man is capable. He's deadly. But he's only got 20 seconds and the bomb not to hand. He's already tagged up. This is very tricky for Oscar. Did he expect that to be through the smoke? He's not really given away that he's here as such, but now the steps being heard. He has to make his moves. And he's slowly being worked away at. And that's going to be all she wrote for him, at least, as there was that potential. You always get a little bit scared when you see Oscar in those situations. And, you know, your mind flashes to the moments he's had. But money's now getting a little bit weary for Mousesports.
Yeah, I love watching Oscar play because when he's ever in those situations, you can see his thought process through his play. Picks up grenades, he realizes he's kind of assessed the risk and worked out what kind of choke points could be coming towards him. Throws that Molotov in, it seemed like the right thing to do, but no one was there, unfortunately, for him. If there was, let me tell you, he would have killed them. He would have been ready to go. But it wasn't meant to be that time, and it will be round number 12 coming in. Mousesports unable to convert that one, and their money's starting to run out at this point as well. Looks like a little set piece coming in as Rez drops a one-way smoke towards the connector here, but it is a very common one. Sunny will be aware of that, and he'll be waiting for players to run up towards shorts. They will indeed, but as I said, Sunny so aware as to the danger there could be on the other side. He'll get the first pick and completely destroy Rez as we get into a 5-on-4 now. They don't really have to commit, but they have got 3 players on the A side, including one in Palace, Draken waiting, and they have not got a smoke to kind of get him out of that position.
And look at Forrest, he's obviously seen all this. Information passed through. There's still threats in middle, that's obviously in the back of their minds, but beyond that, it's okay, it's got to be an A, right? So Get Right's tucked in, he's got those nice flashes you can play out towards ramp and Palace if required. As we're seeing, and he's obviously got Drake and supporting him from CT, but the hit can still be so good from Mousesports, but their plan is noted, and that bomb's not going to back away from this for now. It does seem like it's slowly building up, and Forest is creeping closer and closer. Flashes are good, they're buying time, they're getting Forest so close to get these shots done. Sticko finds Get Right, though, that's a great maneuver from him, but Drake to answer back. It's not without a response, but now the timing is right. Forest spots the bomb, spots the second. The first kill's not as clean as he'd like. He takes down Oscar. The spray connects, though. Good work from Forest to find Robs, and that's going to cut them off at the knees. The 2 players remaining for Mousesports were the ones kind of playing through middle. You've got Sticko on towards the stairs, and then Sunny, in the same position, going through connector.
So Dennis at this point doesn't really need to challenge. He just needs to get information from Forest and say when they've got the bomb. None of them really need to do anything at this point. Dennis now, knowing they've picked the bomb up, this is when he'll strike. They'll try and pincer in at the same time. But Sticko showing some great form with that AK-47. Can they find the shots? There's got to be the double spray down from Dennis. He can't get it done. Well recovered from Mousesports there. It was looking bleak. And they managed to get by it somehow. I have no idea how they win that round. Forest seemed like he'd done everything. These 2 kills were pivotal. But somehow, even with the not perfectly clean kills here, but he gets the bomb down and his teammate in CT spawn. I thought that was enough, but wasn't meant to be. Timing slightly off towards the end from Dennis.
Yeah, a bit uncomfortable. Purchase going to come back in, though. That's not too bad. Obviously not perfect for either side, but it will get the job done.
Yeah, this pretty much decides who wins the half at this point. If Mousesports can win this round, it's going to force NiP to a full eco, and then we should be tied up, and then we'll see what happens. But if NiP can do it, you can see money low, and there's some compromises on either side with the UMP for Mousesports as well. There you can see everyone kind of wrecked for cash. Whoever loses this will only get $1,400 for their team, and it might just be Mousesports. Their Dennis Core being a little bit naughty towards the B apartments, trying to push early on. He'll be taken down by Chris J. And now they know they need to recover here. Sunny drops a nade towards the vent and gets the hell out of there. It does not connect, and Draken, he does. AWP works out for him. 4 versus 4. It's not clear who has the lead right now, as Get Right is alone on A. He's getting some backup from Forest in towards CT spawn, but Oscar keeps hitting these shots. 4 versus 3 now.
What a great player to just dig you out of those situations. Now, bomb still in towards middle. That's going to be working its way, it looks like, towards A, but I mean, they have Sunny and Connector. They've got a player towards ramp, one towards Palace, so you've got to assume that Oscar's going to join them here. Get Right still on site. Forest from CT, as you noted, and Rez kind of left to his own devices on B for now. He could build up, get to short quite quick. That could be the kind of end of the plan, and I'm wondering if Get Right's maybe heard something. Forest actually backing away from this. The flash comes through. The smoke comes out, and Get Right is very much alone for now. Forest will be watching the window. Round the back, the timing is good from Get Right. He expects the player through from Palace, but he couldn't quite get the job done. Oscar is there, and he is so deadly. Now Forest and Rez, I don't know how much you're going to get done here. Time is running quite low, though, for the T side.
They still have the plant here. If that goes down, it should be a clean round for Mousesports. And Forest is doing what he can. He knows the only chance of them winning it is him pushing and denying that plant. It still hasn't gone down, so there was a chance there for Rez. He gets one of them, but quickly they work together. Bomb is planted. The round is already over. And like I said, whoever wins that one will take a huge lead financially. And NiP, they're going to get 1,900 next round. So it's a very similar situation we had earlier on in the half. They have to take this one in the chin and allow Mousesports to tie things up at 7-7. And then the last round will dictate who wins the half. And remember, NiP were up like, what, 6-0 at one point, and then it all came crashing around them. Mousesports certainly back in this one. Missed smoke towards middle. Luckily, it won't be a big deal at all because they're up against just default pistols now.
Yeah, he's kind of hit that every single time as well so far. Molotov burns away. Rez is just going to, stick through it.
Like a captain solemnly going down with the ship there, just letting himself go in the flames.
Well, normally it's because you don't have a better option.
Yeah.
He could have left.
Look, he wanted to die with pride and honor.
Did it feel prideful?
I think so. It was a valiant effort with the USP, but we'll see whether this is going to find them any sort of kills whatsoever. He did some damage towards Sticko.
Yeah.
And we'll have a look at Get Right and Co. Draken taken up by Chris J, who's that MP7, which he's been trying to push into the game ever since Starlight. He got like 40 kills with the entire event, the only player using it. So that was quite cool to watch. He actually is a bit of a specialist with that particular weapon. 5 players alive though, and Sunny just having fun there with the MAC-10. Just taps away at it, and it will be Dennis with the P250. He is good with the pistols, but I don't think this will yield any sort of success. They've left the bomb and T-spawn. A little bit annoying, but there's still plenty of time. It's Dennis, but unfortunately the dink does not equate to a kill. Down to 5 HP. Sunny farms the cash. Round number 15. They can't afford the AWP, so they'll be on 5 rifles here to finish things off.
Yeah, and I'm watching Chris J. You have no reason to stick on this gun. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah,
I was
last
just
round
like,
especially.
please don't do this. There's literally no reason.
Yep.
Now, bear in mind, he did completely destroy, I think it was like Forest and I think it was Draken on B before, and he just ran through the SMG.
Ooh.
But that is brilliance from Oscar.
I've been talking about that all night, that particular pick. He even did it earlier in this half, and that's perfect. If you get the spawn, might as well give it a go. It's an incredibly difficult shot, but if you pull it off, it looks great. And Rez, this isn't looking too good. Standing in the flames again. He'll go down to 37 HP. Nade won't connect, though. Slightly misthrown. I don't think it would have killed him regardless, but still would have done some damage. And it's going to be Draken. to be taken down initially by the AWP. Dennis will try and pick up the pieces at this point. Can he find anything? Certainly not. Chris J has been great for Mousesports as of late. 2 amazing headshots as he enters the A side, cracks it open single-handedly, and that will be bomb planted and presumably round done. Forrest and Rez cannot save their weaponry here. They're both stuck in CT spawn. Not really sure what the plan is at this point. It's standing on the APC, hoping there's some sort of opportunity, but there's still so much utility. Got flashbangs, Molotovs, HEs, it does be dumping them in towards CT spawn, and Oscar can afford to be a little bit more cavalier at this point as he finds one. Forrest will be dropped, and now Rez to get one constellation frag, but Oscar slams the door in his face. 8-7 in favor of Mousesports after chasing a huge deficit there. It was Oscar who got them back into the game. You remember that AWP play. Wasn't a 3 versus 1, but he got all 3 kills and the bomb was down. Close range, no scopes, flicks all over the place, of course. And it will be Mousesports with the lead at half, and they swap over to what we would say easier side, quote unquote. And surely they'll be winning the game at this point. I know Mousesports are a much better team than NiP right now, and NiP are not looking anything too special right now.
No, and this is that 1v3 you were mentioning. It's very impressive. This guy, so darn good. And you said it quite perfectly. It feels like he's always inevitably meant to hit those shots. It's a weird one.
Yeah, it's one of those AWPers. I said this earlier when I was casting with Matt. I was saying, like, right now, and if you're talking about top 3 AWPers, I don't think Kenny S is in the discussion at this moment.
In current form, no.
No, I feel like it's Oscar, Guardian, and then I struggle to think of the third. I guess, like, you give it to Fallen, but, like, his current form suggests certainly not. So I think that those are definitely the top 2 AWPers we have in the game right now. And then
where'd you put Device in that?
That's the thing. I guess he would be in the top 5 conversation for sure. But like top 3, I'm just trying to solidify that, you know. But either way, Rops will be opening things up, and what a great job he's doing with that USP. Looking for his third, can't quite find him. More damage inflicted towards Rez, but finally he will be silenced. Oscar, surely. Okay, X-ray was misleading there. I thought he had an open shot at that point. Rez caught reloading, and he'll be punished for it. And here comes the cavalry. Draken's running for his life. There's nowhere he can go, though. And that's going to be a pretty much clean sweep. Rops with great shots towards the A bomb site. And then his big career is going to defuse the bomb. Remember back in the day, we used to defuse a bomb, we used to get 3 frags.
Kills for it, yeah.
And planting the bomb and explode, he got 3 as well. It really used to help build your confidence. If anyone was like 0-6 or anything, give him the bomb.
You let him have it.
Have this. Alex, here you go.
I was looking for a way to get Alex's name in there personally. I was like, oh, Henry's being me.
Any chance I get, I'll put him in there.
Yeah, that's good news. Got to flame Alex a little bit.
Yeah, it just kind of keeps that ego at bay, you know. Knock him down
it's quite
a few
something
pegs.
these days.
Oh yeah, ever since he went to you-know-what event.
I don't
kind of
even
inflated,
talk
didn't
about
it?
that. Yeah. Well, that aside, we do see right back into this pistol round coming in again for NiP, of course. No big investment, some upgraded pistols, trying to get a quick plant, maybe trying to overwhelm Rops, but he's holding his own. He's not to be moved. Oscar here in support, and you don't want this man getting any more confident than he already is. And he's so solid as a player, even with a rifle there. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I love that about AWPers who can actually adapt, use the rifle as well. There's been AWPers in the past that they can't really use the rifles, and they're a bit of a one-trick pony. But the top guys, like Guardian and Oscar, are both very proficient with the AWP. So that's absolutely fine. He's happy to use the FAMAS, and he might even keep it this round and try and keep the money strong as possible. His Rops, it's against Glocks. It's nothing really to write home about, but still. It's a couple of kills. He struggled somewhat. Frags, but they all count. Done. Exactly.
So could you rifle back in your day, Henry, or were you the one-trick pony?
I was the hybrid. I was the secondary AWPer of the team, so I was rifle and main. And then like if we double AWPs weren't really a thing in Source too much, but if required, I could do that. But
just jack of all trades.
Exactly. Just an all-round great guy. In-game leader, fragger, AWPer, pistol king.
You just want him on your side.
Deagle, champ. Like it was pretty lit back in the day.
It's a good time to be Henry G back in the day, but this isn't a good time for NiP. What is going on here? They've been completely caught in the trap. It's a 3v2, but you can see already Chris J's just feeling out the game. He just wants to take fights, and he's actually winning them as well. Gerai left in the 1v3, but he's got the Galil. No utility to it either. Bomb's in a dire situation for him to have to go and work back up to this. 2 players at the top of middle. Rops can position by the back of the window. He knows that surely Gerai could be here, so he's just going to watch this. Or is he going to go all the way around?
Well, the thing is, they've got the bomb top of middle, right? So even if he goes towards window, let him have it. You've got Sticker watching towards the mid area. Rops will make his way around towards short. Excuse me. And they've got everything covered, really. There's not really much Gerai can do. This is probably much his best chance. If he catches Rob's out of position, maybe that could be it. Just be down to the small timings here, whether he gets it. And there it is. He'll come out on top. But 13 HP. Doesn't really have much to work with here, but we'll see what he can do. If he can find an M4, I don't think he'll save it, considering he wants money for the next round. I'll come around and see whether there's any sort of mistakes made. But the fact they're playing together, there's going to be 100% trade potential. Even if he just rails one right now, he'll go down. Oh, this could be a bit spicy.
This makes it fun. All right, spicy meatball time.
Okay.
Yep.
It was a good idea. If you had 100
we have
HP,
to
maybe.
tell the story, Henry.
Yeah.
We've got to get the people interested.
Well, that was a very quick round. NiP with Galils and AKs didn't really get much done at all, and this is where Mousesports getting that cruise control. And this is why Mirage is considered one of their best maps. They've done very well on this in the past. I think obviously a lot of teams do play this. It's Inferno, Mirage, your defaults, your go-tos, up there with like Cash as well. Maybe Dust 2 will make a return one day.
Do you miss Dust 2?
I think so. I know it's
I hate
a
Dust
tough
2.
talking point for you.
No, I don't like it personally, but I mean, I'd like another map in the map pool.
That's where I was bred. That's what pretty much I was.
On Dust 2.
I pretty
Conceived.
much had most of my teenage years on Dust 2. So it's a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I get it. This could be a massacre if Sonny does jump down. I don't know if he's going to, if he wants to, but
go on,
go on, Sonny. Look how keen he is. He's still sat there.
Yeah, this is keen.
He knows they're on pistols.
I remember that was like an insult in the UK scene for a while. If someone was good and knew all their names,
So sweaty.
And you guys kind of say that as well. And now when we play other games like Battalion and stuff, like,
Proper keen.
God, these guys are so keen.
They're
They know all the
so
grenades.
keen. Why are they trying so much?
It's like you're angry that they're good at the game. Essentially, they're trying. Like that was the thing we used to say all the time in the UK. If someone knew all the smokes and had executions, they're so keen.
Keno. Absolute
So,
Keno.
well,
There was a couple of other words I think we banded around, but I think that's a...
It was a different time.
It was a different time, indeed. Things change.
Yeah.
And hopefully things change for NiP, because, I mean, they're kind of floundering here. Mousesports have taken over the game. It was quite close. Well, the scoreline was close at the half, should I say. And
yes.
it's not really changed.
No, it really hasn't.
At least with NiP, 7 rounds is what
The
they
thing
started
is,
with.
as well, this isn't even Mousesports in their final form. They have not gone to double AWP yet. That's when they're fully bought. Christian hasn't even died enough to get out the secondary AWP yet. So that's when they do their absolute best work. And you can see Oscar 21 kills, and Oscar will find another 22 now as he goes back towards middle. I think he will be happy with that, but no, he's a bit greedy, wants a bit more, and he'll be given seconds as he takes down Forest as well.
Give the man a third. He's making it look good. 2 kills already. Top of the mid is his. No one really wants to go back there, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, this is NiP looking a little bit troublesome now. Obviously, they haven't taken any tactical timeout. You don't really... I didn't put as much weight into them online. Obviously, the coach can talk whatever happens, right? Online, you can't really referee that.
It, yeah.
So it's understandable they haven't, but still, I'd like to see them just calm down and work on what's going wrong here, guys. Let's just take a second. Dennis, the new in-game leader, he has done it before, not in a full-time capacity in a very successful team. It was like Kingwin G2, I think, the last time he did it. And that was like out of necessity more than anything. But here we go. Rez does find one frag back at least, and Oscar might be shut down here. Good shots, though, from Rops. And as he takes down Get Right, this becomes even more harder for Dennis, as he'll be taken down. Rops has looked very good this evening. And now just Rez, 34 HP, 13-7. And what looked like it was building out to be a very competitive map is fallen by the wayside for NiP. They're going to be down to maximum loss bonus, sure, but they're not getting bomb plans, so money going to be very tight indeed. Oscar seems to have timed this to perfection again, or has he? Has. Takes him down. Easy round. 4 players surviving.
And they get that double ult for free.
There you
Rob's
go.
recovering it. He can drop that off to Chris J if he fancies. And there we go. As you said, this gets scary now.
Yeah, they don't really have the money to even justify a buy here. Partially, sure. So they get the CZs, the smokes, and they'll just go towards A, I would imagine. Go for a full-on execute and try and just get the bomb down. And there it is. All 5 players head to that side of the map. It's very telegraphed at this point. It's such an obvious play. So I don't think the CTs will fall for it. They should be playing in front of the smokes here. Just go for that first frag, then fade off through them. It will be Sunny to defend, and I don't think he'll miss a beat here. Rob's playing in front of the smoke, like I said, in front of CT spawn. Sunny waiting for his opportunity to strike, but there it is. Now this looks a little bit uncomfortable. Terrorists actually have broken through, and Oscar might be using the incandescence of the Molotov there to just spot a player.
Well, he spots one indeed. Rez goes down. Okay, so bombs planted. The T side at least kind of set up the wall to a degree. I don't know how much they can hold here because it's a full retake. Double Ops always tricky to play full retake on, but I mean, Robs is there and he's having a really nice game. Oscar finally goes down, so I guess they got past the raid boss for now, but it's just Forest. And even with that little bit of a threat on board, it's handled so well. Mousesports just looked like a way more solid collective.
That was actually really disciplined by them. They accepted the fact, okay, they got a plant, let's just win the round. Don't do anything stupid, no one's sacrificing giving them a rifle. That's the key thing there. If you do go through and just trade 1 for 1, you give the T's a rifle in hand, and players like Forrest, if you give them an AK-47 and a bomb down situation, that could be disastrous. So I like that from Mousesports. It's showing a lot of discipline there and good fundamentals in terms of Counter-Strike. And it will be 14-7. in touching distance now of closing out this game. NiP really need to pull the socks up, and it's going for the execute. This is a sign of a team potentially flagging a little bit, but they are going to send 3 players towards the Palace area. This could be a straight-up rush. Just trying to shut down the players waiting, but it's going to be Rops and Sticko as they burn to a crisp there. They were ready and waiting for that. Rops takes all the aggro away, but Sticko, he wants a little bit more, and he'll get it. 4 versus 1. Nice idea, NiP, but unfortunately, that was very predictable, wasn't it? Rops just takes all the aggro away. That's what you say in World of Warcraft, isn't it? You say that, take the aggro.
Yeah, just taunt them.
Taunt them, take the he taunted them.
He did.
That was a full-on taunt. And
it worked.
Sticko
What a tank.
dropped all his spells, stunned them. And what's the spell with fire? What would you call that?
I don't know. I don't really play a mage. It's not my jam.
Alex,
get on in here.
He'll
Alex
know.
is a big WoW boy. He'd love a bit of that. But Sticko's still on for a possible ace. 4 kills already. He was the man who came in, kind of the rogue, coming out of stealth.
Nice. Okay, we're continuing this.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
going to stop because I only know so much. But Draken's going to have to do a hell of a lot to get out of this one. And Sticko looks like he wants that ace. He's kind of made it a little sloppy at the end. He knows that, but it was a great performance anyway. The 4 kills beforehand were perfect.
Had to pull something out of his wizard sleeve there, but it didn't happen. And that not a thing. Why are you laughing? World of Warcraft? No? Okay. It will be Sticko to finish things off. An impressive 4K, being one of the key players for Mousesports tonight. 20 kills to his name, match points on the board, and NiP with a desperate buy here, and they'll have one last chance to stay in this game.
One last chance. And in we go. Molotov towards window, no. Not for a while. Oscar there to get things started for them, but Gerai has replied. First time we've seen them kind of get back into this, but Chris J...
Oh, touchdown. That's crazy.
I can't deal with you tonight.
That was good though, right?
Touchdown is crazy. And if you actually get a plant off this, though, they're finally in a decent position. 3v3 with 2 orbs up in play.
Yeah.
Henry, I'm not sure if I'm a believer in Mousesports to get this one.
Well, we'll have to find out. They might as well go for it. It's a closing point, but Draken with the AK-47 shows that he's still got some life in him yet. It's going to be Oscar now, presumably saving the AWP. Gave it a good go. Nice shot towards the steps. Hits Forrest, but not enough. He just clips him through the wall there. 15-8, and now 7 rounds in a row required by NiP. Here's Draken keeping the dream alive. One of the younger signings, been for a while now from Epsilon along with Rez. The first time NiP have actually picked up some big names, you know, Dennis coming in. They always seem to be the team that's left out of the transfers, always like Fnatic, Godsend picking up all the big names and they're left out. Finally, it seems like this team is solid now. They've got everything they need, all the pieces are there. Can they bring it all together? There's the double orb set up, Lauren. I did say that's their final form, and it looks like this one might be all tied up. 5 versus 3. Forrest, Rez get right to do what they can. They've got no map control. They go towards B and is hoping for a mistake, but Rez, he might have made one himself. Takes the nade to the face, 49 damage inflicted, and now Mousesports just need to sit back and wait. Nothing really has to be done. Hold crossfires, no one has to rotate. Everyone can hold their default positions.
Well, NiP, this looks like you kind of fell flat in comparison to Mousesports. Maybe the next map will tell a different tale, but for now, that double AWP is so damn powerful, especially in this man's hands as well. It's just Forrest left alive in a 1v4. No bomb to hand, no step towards sight. I don't even know where he can go at this point.
He's giving it a go. He's considering all his options right now. Molotov, AK, time ticking away. Hoping that Molotov will force someone out, but if anything, they'll just sit in the corner. So not going to be too beneficial, but that shot is lovely to take down Oscar there. It's a start. He still has time to work with it. He'll take an absolute blunder from the Mousesports team to give it up, but they won't give him the benefit of the doubt. It's going to be a huge landslide victory there for Mousesports, considering they were, what, 5-0 down to kick things off. NiP started off fantastically, but that's all they really did in this game, Lauren. Great start with the pistols. Dennis got them out with a nice 3K to start, but then players like Chris J, once again, looking fantastic. I think everyone did on the Mousesports side. Didn't even need a carry performance from Sunny. Chris J looking good. Sticko, 20 frags for him. The support player doing very well. And NiP, no one really that you can think of that had a great performance there. Forrest had his moments, but this didn't even equate to a round victory.
Well, we'll be back in a short moment, hear what the desk has to say about the matter, but there is another map on the horizon. We'll see if that bodes any better for the other side of NiP.
Incendiary out.